Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now at the 19 News digital desk with an alert coming courtesy of Ohio State Fire Marshals. An investigation is currently underway. There was a fire that happened in Canton that killed one person, and now police are pretty sure that it was a case of arson. A really awful situation here. This happened on the 200 block of Lincoln Avenue at about 1:30 a.m. This was for house fire call that went out this morning. Now, typically, when we cover fires like this, what you will have happen is a general call goes out, we cover it in its entirety, and the cause is always listed as under investigation. This is why, because a lot of times these are caused by some sort of an accident, and sometimes you have a situation like this. Arson being what they believe is the main cause. I'm going to show you this right now. This is the video from a blink camera, showing on the left-hand side. So here's what I want you to look at in this. There's the left-hand side there, the glowing that is happening from the house. Again, this is the 200 block of Lincoln Avenue in Canton. That is the glow of the fire being started, and then two running away. Watch the right hand of the person behind as well. Yeah, pretty scary. This is believed to be an arson case. 2.5-story house, heavy fire in the front of the structure, which would coincide and match up with what you are seeing there, where that fire seems to be intentionally set. According to firefighters, they say that they found the body of a man behind the front door when entering the house to put out the fire. That body was transported to a waiting ambulance, later taken to the county morgue. The blaze eventually was put out, heavy damage done. The house most likely is going to be a loss. It's an awful situation here. And investigators, again, now saying that this is intentionally set by the two that you were seeing on your screen right now. I'm going to keep playing this for the next couple of seconds here. And then I want to get to the story that our Winnie Dortch did on this, speaking with neighbors about this. An awful situation, again, happening earlier today. But again, the call going out, the belief is this is a case of arson. Investigators now looking for help and trying to identify, I know it's difficult, those two that you see in your screen. Again, I want to get to the story that we have from our Winnie Dortch. She breaks down the latest from Canton.
Investigators say someone intentionally set this fire has now been deemed as arson. There is a reward up to $5,000 for information to help solve this case.
Mike on 911.
Doorbell video shows flames bursting from a home. Inside, a man is dead near the front door. Canton fire investigators say the fire was intentionally set.
Evidence was found on scene that pointed towards accelerants being used.
Neighbors were awakened around 1:30 in the morning, calling 911. Fire crews responding to this home on Lincoln Avenue Northwest. Flames so intense, the address sign melted away.
Terrified about that. I mean, that's just crazy to me.
Video also captures two people running away from the house right before the fire spreads. Division Fire Chief Steve Henderson says they could possibly be suspects. They are working to determine who they are. We don't know who did this.
No, we don't know, and we're exhausting every resource to try and find out who did this terrible thing.
He's hoping the public can help.
West Tusk is a busy road in this intersection at 1:30 in the morning. You might have seen something, so if you saw something, please call the Canton Fire Department.
Fire Division Chief Steve Henderson says an accelerant detecting canine was able to pick up that this was arson. That same dog just came from training to be able to track incidents like this. In Canton, Winnie Dortch, 19 News.
So yeah, it's not just the video that you're seeing there. You hear about the dogs that are trained to determine if it's arson. The investigations can often take a lot of time, but typically when you hear from investigators, the longest period of time is when it's some sort of mechanical issue, pinpointing exactly where that's from. In a case of arson like this, they have dogs that can determine it, and like I showed you here, they got the video evidence that shows people running away, something in the right hand that could potentially be a gas canister or something, and then the glow of that home on the left-hand side. An awful situation. Again, this happened earlier today, 1:30 a.m. Wednesday. There were calls of a house fire on Lincoln Avenue in Canton. When fire crews arrived, they saw a massive fire that was established on the front part of a 2.5-story home. When they broke through the front of the house to try and stop the fire, they found that someone was dead inside. An awful situation there, but again, police asking for anybody's help. Ohio State Fire Marshals now investigating this to try and determine potentially who could be responsible for it. Now, like to stress here, they say that they are investigating for arson. There, of course, is always the case that that is wrong. However, if a dog has confirmed or at least alluded to the fact that they believe it's arson, and if you have video like this and you have investigators believing it is as well, it seems like everything's leading to that road. Anybody who can offer help are asked to reach out to Canton Fire officials, to reach out to State Fire Marshals as well in this. Of course, this story and many more will be available tonight on 19 News at 7 o'clock over on the CW. 7:30 is our weather show, and then, of course, 10 and 11, CW, followed by CBS. For now, I'm Jeff Sloss with 19 News. Have a great night. We'll have much more on this and many other stories in just a little bit.
19 News, now streaming on Samsung Smart TV. Search for Channel 1035.